Tuesday.
Hey ladies, I just want to say thanks so much for hopping on. Tonight we're going to be talking about finding your voice on social media and going over a call that Bonnie Ingalls did. And it's fantastic. So if you have a chance to listen to the whole call, you definitely need to do that. It's about 30 minutes. But we're just going to talk about some of the high points. And then I'm going to be sharing with you ways to create your potential challenger and your potential coach list, which is really important, and ways to easily connect with people that you're already friends with and kind of reconnect with lots and lots of people quickly, because that's kind of what we want, is to be connecting with as many people as possible in an efficient time, management way. And so it's not eating into all of your day. So anyway, so those are kind of like the three things that we're going to talk about tonight. So, and it's April 19th, Tuesday. So anyway, okay. So I put the entire call from Bonnie Ingalls in the, if you don't have pen and paper, you're going to want to get that out because it's some good stuff. But I put the entire call, which is like a 30-minute call, in our link, and in our group message. But so here are a few takeaways that she really talked about that I thought were really, really good. So basically, I know a lot of us are like, okay, I'm supposed to post 3 to 5 times a day, but I'm running out of stuff to talk about, right? I mean, I think I hear that a lot, especially from I would say new coaches, but sometimes I'm like, I'm running out of stuff to talk about, right? And I mean, I've been doing this for like 18 months now. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel like I say the same thing all the time, or I post the same thing all the time. So she gave us a lot of really good tips about, finding your voice on social media. And this can apply to Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever your platform is. So, okay. So first she said, there's going to be like 5 big points. And then under the 5th point, there's going to be lots of little ones. So first she said, you got to get down and dirty with your story. So what she said is just not the superficial stuff, but you really have to share your why, and you really have to be kind of vulnerable. And I think that's really hard with us because we live this like highlight reel. We only want to post like the facade and all like the really good stuff. But people need to be able to relate to you, and they need to know like, why are you doing this? And, the highs and the lows of your life. Now, when you share a low, you don't want to share like a really negative way. But if you go and look at like a post that I posted this morning, and that was even before her call, that was a low. But like it had a positive spin on it. So yesterday wasn't a great day for me, but I was like waking up this morning, I'm eating a healthy breakfast, I'm putting on my positive panties, and I'm moving on. So, and I shared that, because that's real, that's life. So sharing your why and sharing your highs and your lows and getting down and dirty with your story. So that means really sharing about, your journey and where you started and where you were mentally and things like that. Okay, so number 2, she says you got to be a constant in the lives of people. And basically, she kind of equated that to like your favorite magazine. So say you have a favorite magazine, or say you have a favorite website like Pinterest that you go to all the time. So you go to it all the time. Well, then what if you're going to go read your magazine or, use your website or whatever, and it's just not there? You're like, what? And then like, okay, well, maybe it's just, maybe, and then you check a couple days later and it's still not there. What are you going to do? You're going to go find something else, right? You're going to stop following that magazine or using that website because it's not reliable. Same thing with our stories, same thing with our messages, same thing with our pages. You have to be consistent. You have to be reliable. If people are following you and they go to your page and like they're like, oh, that's the same thing. I mean, you guys know what it's like when you go to somebody's page and they haven't posted in like 10 days. You can't, it's hard to connect with them. It's hard to relate with them. So you have to be constant in the lives of others, constantly showing up. And if you don't post about it, it didn't happen. I'm just telling you. It didn't. If you did your workout and you don't post about it, then it didn't happen. Now, not that you have to post every single day a sweaty selfie, because that's going to be, annoying, but you do need to mention it. And you do need to post them pretty consistently, because like I said, if people don't see it on social media and that's the way you connect with the world, then it didn't happen. So, okay, number 3. And I really liked number 3. So you can put a little star by this one. So number 3, she said, you don't have to be interesting. You have to be relatable, which I really liked, because a lot of times we're like, well, my life is not that great. Like, I wipe poopy diapers, or I, go to the same job every day, or like I'm a mom. You don't have to have this super uber glamorous life, right? I posted today and I'm like doing laundry. And I was like, what's the life of a mom boss? Well, this is what it looks like, right? Sometimes it's awesome, but sometimes it's doing laundry. And there's like hangers all over the place, because that's relatable, right? Every other mom that's doing laundry during the middle of the day is like, girl, I feel you, right? So you don't have to be interesting. You need to be relatable. Now, that doesn't mean you can't post interesting things about yourself, but what's normal, what's the you, and just your day-to-day, right? Telling your stories, being relatable. Okay. Number 4. So number 4, she says, use the BFF rule. I guess, and BFF is like best friends forever. But what she talks about is your public voice needs to match your private voice. And what she means by that is, when you post something on social media, say it out loud. And this is something I'm going to have to start doing, because I think, especially because I wrote papers for so long for like college and things like that, we get really formal, and you need to have a voice like right now, like how I'm talking to you. That's the voice that I need when I'm posting on social media. I need to have my normal everyday voice, and when I type something out, it needs to sound just like I would have said it, just like I was talking to that person, right? So when you type something out, say it out loud. Say, does that sound like me, right? Does that sound like something I would say? That's how you want to post it. So you want, she equated that to, people are attracted by your post, right? So if you have this public voice going on, you're going to attract people who are attracted to that public voice. And then once they start working with you and they're, on your team calls and things like that, and you have your private voice, they might want to click. Right? So you want to make sure that those two match. So that way, when you are attracting people, you're attracting the right people that are going to match, your inner self. Okay. And then the last one, which has got lots of little things underneath. Can you guys still see me? It says my internet's unstable. Okay. So the last one is, share the you behind the Beachbody, or the you behind the product. So, and she goes into a lot of depth about this one, but basically one of the things she was saying was like, she used to post a picture and it was like her, right? And she'd be like, got my workout in today, did you? Right? And she was talking about how like that equates to like not, which, I mean, we've all done it. So like, don't like beat yourself up. But she's like, that doesn't create like this attraction, that doesn't create like this open space. It creates like almost self-condemnation for all those people who didn't get their workout in today. They're like, oh, I didn't do it. It doesn't like attract them to want to join your challenge group or be part of your fit club or anything like that, because it almost comes from like, look at me, I'm a badass, and are you? So that only attracts people who've gotten their workout in, right? That's it. So what she says is like, instead of posting something like that, like when you post about, you've got your workout in, you need to share a little bit about your story and those kinds of things, and talk more, like we share more at length. So, okay. So now I'm going to give you certain ideas and things that she says she kind of gets a little spiral, and she asks herself these questions, and those give her lots of ideas about things to post. Okay. And then whenever she's like, I don't know what to post, she can go to her spiral and she can look through, and then she's got all these ideas that are authentically her, right? Because we look at other coaches, and sometimes it's really hard to not, once we see a post and we like it, it's almost hard to not like repost that exact same thing. Even if you're trying to make it your own, it's hard to put your own spin on it because you're like, that was just so good, right? So here are some things to jot down so that way you can go back when you have some time and really brainstorm these things. So she says, so this is like all under number 5. What are all the normal things about your life? Every normal thing you can think of, like laundry, maybe you're married, maybe you're a mom, maybe you wash the dishes, maybe you cook dinner, maybe all the like the extremely normal, boring things about your life. Write all of those down. Because those are all topics where you can share relatable content. Because all the normal things about you are the normal things about everybody else, right? So those are things that people are going to really connect with you and relate to you about. So you can tie Beachbody, tie your story or your Shakeology or your workout or whatever to these really boring, kind of mundane, normal things about your life because people connect with those. And then she says, how are you different? Write all those things down. All the things that make you unique, all the things that make you different, all your little things. And then those are things that you can also share because that, helps you stand out. She said, okay, so then there's a couple of questions that she asked herself about her story. So what was the problem in her life that Beachbody has helped solve? Or what are the problems in her life that Beachbody helps solve? So like one of mine, and when she asked me that, I was like, man, I don't share that near enough, is the problem that Shakeology helped me solve. Because I do have a pretty good story when it comes to Shakeology and like where I was before I started using it and now. And that's something I need to share a lot more about. Yours might be weight. Yours might be, I have another one about like my up and down roller coaster of working out and not working out until I became a coach and had accountability and steadiness, right? So those are all things. So what was your problem that Beachbody helped you solve? Or what are the problems? And those are all things you can think of many things that it's helped you in your life. And like, don't verbal vomit all of those things at once, but think, you can share this one time. You can share this one another time, right? Those are your little breadcrumbs. What makes you laugh? Because what's going to make you laugh is going to make somebody else laugh, right? What makes you feel? So what motivates, inspires, fires you up, things like that. And then one of the last ones that she said is, what were you looking for when you found Beachbody? So why did you start seeking this out? What were you missing in your life before you found Beachbody, before you found coaching, or before you found your challenge group or anything like that? Like, what was missing in your life? What were you searching for when you came upon Beachbody? Okay, and then just a few other little things. So she says, which I thought was really interesting, she says I stink at Instagram and I'm really working on it, but I'm not, like, it's just not my jam. And Facebook is, like, I feel like I do a lot better there. And she said that she only uses Facebook. I was like, whoa. What is this? I've never heard this, but she does. She only uses Facebook, which I thought was really interesting. Now, she uses Facebook and a Facebook like page. She said that she didn't start her Facebook like page until she was about 6 months into coaching. And she said she started it because she wanted to mess around with boosting posts and things like that. She also said that, or like ads and things like that. She said that she posts the exact same content on her personal page as she does her like page. She said if people are following both, then that means they want to follow both. And that her like page normally connects with a lot of her cold market versus her personal page connects with more of a warm market. So that was interesting just to see like a different way, because it's not, I haven't heard of very many coaches who do it like that. She says post 3 to 5 times a day, which we all know. But what she does is every day. So one of those 5 is about the business in some form or fashion. A business breadcrumb. One is one of the 3 vital behaviors. Well, and actually we have 4 vital behaviors now, but is a vital behavior. So 2 out of the 5 are, about the business, either about your workout, your Shakeology, your personal development, recognizing something on your team or one of your challengers, or kind of like an invitation-ish post, which you can talk about what you're doing and just be like, down at the bottom, after you've kind of shared your journey, you can always put down at the bottom, like, I'd love to help you get started, a little invitation post. And I'll show you an example. Okay. So, any questions? Haley, do you have anything that you want to add to that? Because I know you listened to the call, right, today?
Mm-hmm. I did. It's really, really good. I would highly suggest going back and listening to it, even if you're doing it while you're doing the dishes or whatever.
Cool.
There was one thing that really stuck out. I'm trying to think what it was now. I think you kind of touched on it a while ago. But she compared posts, like you talked about doing the sweaty selfie earlier. Mm-hmm. She showed a picture that she did of her flexing in the mirror. And that's when she said, I got my workout in today. Did you? That was an old post. A new post she did was the same picture. But it talked about her being 124 pounds and being too skinny, and being 124 pounds and being too, I can't remember.
Just all the different forms of 124 pounds that she spent, too skinny, too heavy, unhealthy, and now just toned. Right now she's just right or something.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it was all those different things, but it was totally more relatable than, hey, look what I did, So she kind of compared. It's hard to tell sometimes, what's how do I make this not so good post a better post? So I just liked the few examples that she gave. So I would suggest going and looking at those.
Yeah, and I'm going to be starting to shout out. So I'm going to be looking at your guys' pages and really trying to shout out posts where I feel like you've done a really good job sharing your breadcrumbs and sharing your stories and just sharing about your life. It doesn't have to always, pertain exactly to Beachbody or Shakeology. Yeah. It could be, your mental shift. I know a lot of my posts this past couple of weeks have been about the friendships and the relationships that have been created through coaching that, I didn't have before. So it doesn't really have anything to do with the business or working out. It's a lot more of the journey that we've been on and that aspect of it. So, no, that's good stuff. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about any of that that we can answer right now before we move on to the next 2 parts? Okay. And if you ever have a question this is a good post, you can always ask, right? You can always throw it out there, put it in the team page, or you can always say how can I make this better? So that, that's what we're here for, guys. We're a community, and the big Team Inspiration page is really big, but ours isn't, that big and crazy and scary to post in. So if you ever have a question, put it on the team page because that's what it's there for. Okay, so I'm going to screen share with you guys, and I am going to, let me see. I'm going to show you, oh, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to show you a few quick things. Okay, so, okay, how to make, this is all going to be all in one, okay? So there are 3 things that I wanted to share with you tonight, other than the Bonnie Ingalls call. And these are going to be kind of pretty quick. So I wanted to share with you how to create a potential challengers list, which is super important, how to create a potential coaches list, which is equally important, and how to connect with people that quickly. Okay. So you know, we say like you need to be connecting with 3 to 5 people a day, right? New messages, reaching out, But the more people you connect with, the faster your business is going to grow. So if you could connect with 20 or 30 people a day, wouldn't that be awesome? Like 20, 30 people, I don't have time for that. Well, yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm going to show you how. And I've been doing this, and I seriously can get through a lot of people with genuine connections pretty quickly. So even if you can't connect with that many, you could still connect with like 15 super fast, okay? So this is, I'm going to show you 3 things. So first, you're going to go to your little Facebook bar right here. Oh, that's so sweet. And then you're going to go down where it says friends, okay? You're going to click on more, and you're going to create 3 lists, okay? So you're going to click right here, create list. And then you're going to title your list, and you got to put one person's name in there before it'll let you click create. So just, you decide, okay? So here's my 3 list. Current challengers. So these are all the, and I put you guys coaches in there. These are all the people who are, you know, currently your challengers or coaches. All your potential coaches, all your potential challengers. So those are going to be your 3 lists. For your current challengers, you're going to want to unfollow them. Okay, I love you guys to death, but these are the people that the more you interact with, the more they're going to pop up in your newsfeed. And so you're going to give them a place to go so you can go to this list and interact with everything that they've been posting.
Hey, Acacia.
Uh-huh.
Acacia, is anybody else, is she cutting out for anybody else, or is it just me?
Yeah, no, she's cutting out.
In my back.
Okay. Yeah, it's just
It's choppy.
It's intermittent.
Yeah.
Is it still choppy?
yeah.
It seems a little bit better, but like I totally didn't hear anything you said about I heard like unfollow and then that was it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so you're going to create your current challengers. Yes, and just stop me or put your hand in the air or something like that if I get choppy again. And you're going to want to unfollow them. And the reason why I say this is not because you don't want to support them. You're going to come here to support them. But and we're supporting these people daily. Hold on, let me tell my team to get off the internet. And then that should fix the problem. 1 second.
So I would definitely recommend doing this, because whenever you, if you unfollow them in your main news feed, then you'll have room for all these other people that you need to be connecting with. And it won't be like, because your news feed, once you start following a bunch of coaches, it'll just become full of coaches, and then you're missing other people to connect with. So, so that's why when you
get rid of those people, because there's those people that, you know, like you said, you talk to all the time, and that's all I see. So if I really want to go talk to somebody, I really have to go look at go search them and find their specific page.
Right.
To see what's going on in their life, because a lot of the time it's not popping up.
Right.
Especially with a new beginning relationship.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So this will kind of solve that problem. And so you'll have to go on the left-hand side of the page, whenever you scroll down to your groups, that's where your potential challengers and current challenger list and all that is. So you'll know that's where you go to find those people and connect with those people.
Yeah, so you'll go right here. Is that what you're talking about, Haley?
Yeah.
And then you'll go. Okay, and so what you'll do is you'll unfollow these people. So that way they're not constantly popping up in your news feed. Okay, because you want fresh people who, you know, you're going to be actively trying to connect with. So now, Melissa, I'm still going to come over here periodically, like maybe every other day, and scroll through and, you know, like and comment on. That's cute. See, that's a scroll stopping post. That's a good one because it just makes you like smile. And I'm going to still come over here and like and comment on, you know, y'all's pages too. But that way, when I do that, you're not clogging up my news feed. Right? Okay.
Gotcha.
So now, is that better? Am I better? Am I doing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I kicked them off the Wi-Fi. Okay, so you have your three, let me go back. You have your three lists, right? Okay, pull up this list. So the way I do it on mine is I press Command and then I click on it. You might have to like right click and open a new tab or whatever. So you got your tab up, right? So I'm gonna have 2 tabs pulled up for each one. Now I'm gonna go back to my original tab and I'm going to go to my page. I'm going to go to my friends. The way your friends work is the people that you connect with often, ooh, look at those. They pop up at the top. The people that you don't connect with often are at the very bottom. So you're going to take just a little bit of time, scroll your honey all the way down to the bottom of your page. This is what one of the top coaches, Chris Reed, does. Okay? So let's just pretend I'm at the bottom of my page now because I don't want to take all the time to get down there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Command and I'm going to open up several tabs all at once. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm only going to do 5 right now so it doesn't slow down my computer too much. But depending on your computer processing speed, I normally do like, I'll do like 10 at a time. Okay, so now I've got them all pulled up, right? Then I click on her. There's Bridget. And, oh, look, right? I'm going to read her little post that was posted an hour ago. I'm going to click like, and then I'm going to comment. So hard to believe our sweet girl's already 1 month old. And then I'm just going to be like, she is too cute, right? And then I'm going to scroll back down. And I click like. Okay, she just had a baby. What does that mean, guys? And she should probably be in my potential challengers list, right? Even my potential coaches list. Okay, so here's my potential challengers. It's still here. I'm gonna add her to this list.
Now, can they see if you add them to the list?
Nope,
Okay.
they cannot. It's just my own personal little list. Okay, and then I'm gonna X her out. Here she is. X her out. I'm done with her. Oh, look, 1 down. I don't click like on people's, like other people. So this is Lindsay. I'm going to also make sure that she's not a coach because that's another thing, especially as you start getting friended by more and more coaches. I'm going to look and see, like, who do I have in common? Okay, so I know she's from my Crunchy Moms page. And then I'm going to look to see, like, when's her last post. So none of these are her. Oh, look, there's her kids. Aren't they adorable? And then I'm going to write, oh, so cute. I've been wanting to get Rylan one of those cards, which I have. Personal connection. Done. Right? And then I might click another like. And then she's got kids. She looks like somebody I might want to help, right? She's a mom just like me. Okay, so I'm going to go add her. So cute. They're cute. To my challenges list. Lindsay. Might have been an AY. I already clicked off of her. Norton. Okay, there you go. Moving on. Okay, and do you see how quickly I can go through? Now, if they're, okay, so then what I will say is, like, there are people here like, let me see if I can find one, who are already coaches. I think she's a coach. Okay, so look at hers, right? What do I see? I can tell by her photo right up here that she is a coach, can't you? I want to go ahead, and she's not one of you guys. She's just a coach that friended me. So I'm going to go ahead and unfollow Kayla. Not because I don't like Kayla, but because I don't want her clogging up my news feed when she's posting her 3 to 5 times a day, right? I'm sure she's awesome. But so that way you can kind of go through, and if you start at the bottom and always work your way up, it also lets you weed through anybody who's maybe not a potential anybody. So like I have a guy who like smokes barbecue, and he's like running his own little business as he smokes barbecue. Like I kept him as a friend, but I unfollowed him because I don't want all of his barbecue posts, like, right? I mean, it's fine if he sees mine, but I'm not interested in all that. So like those are things too. Or I went to somebody's post who was friends with in high school, and they had all this like yuck on their page, and I was like, you know, just stuff that I do not connect with. Yeah. So what did I do? I unfriended them because I don't need that in my life, right? So don't be afraid of losing friends if it's way off of your target market, you know, your target audience. Now, I'm still going to keep all my grannies, even though, you know, they're probably not going to be buying my Beachbody programs or being part of my challenge group. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they like tell, you know, they might tell their daughter, or they might tell their you know what I mean? So like those people I'm still going to, you know, keep. So even if they're not in my target market, doesn't mean I'm going to unfriend them, but you have that option of unfriending people who are offensive, right? Who you don't want in your life, because we want positivity in our lives. And if their page just really does not click with you, it's okay if your number goes down 1 or 5 or whatever. Don't go on an unfriending spree. But does that make sense how I do that? And then that way, when you see somebody immediately whose page you really click with, or somebody and you see, man, she's so positive. She shares all these positive things on her page, right? That would be somebody you would add to your potential coach list. Or maybe you're like, man, she's fit. She goes to the gym. She already does a lot of this stuff. I'm going to add her to my potential coach page. Or if she looks like somebody that's in your target market, you're going to add her to your potential challengers page. And then now that you have your potential coach page, like she's been in my backstage. So I'm going to make sure I keep connecting with these same people. I'm commenting, I'm liking. So every day, or at least every other day, I want to go and connect with these people who are my potentials, because I want to keep building that relationship, and I want to do it authentically. But unless I have the time to sit here and type in all of their names. Oh,
it's me.
Is it getting better?
Oh, I'm good. You're good on my end.
Okay. So unless I have the time to sit in here and type in all of their names, which we don't, then I'm not going to see their stuff regularly, right? And so I want to make sure that I go to that potentials list periodically, like at least, you know, every other day or so. Okay, ladies, I'm going to stop that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Whenever you keep commenting on people's pages like that, will that make your news feed pop up on their stuff more often?
Yeah.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the people at the bottom of your feed are the people that you haven't connected with. You've connected with, I guess, the longest amount of time it's been since you connected with those.
Oh, okay.
So if you work from the bottom up, every day that you go in and you work from the bottom up, those are going to be it's been the longest amount of time since you connected with those people.
It's going to be new people every time you go in there and look at it.
Yeah. And everybody that's at the top of that list are the people that you connect with the most often. So what it should do, and my understanding is that, you know, when you connect with those people, it bumps them up. Mm-hmm. Then you're going to go in and scroll all the way down. And then I just open up as many tabs, like I'll just open up a ton of tabs and fly through them as quickly as I can. So you might even set your timer on. I will say though, like, say it's somebody that I really want to connect with because I know them in person, but all they have is like shares and nothing really of importance on their page. That makes it a little bit harder to connect with. And so those are people that I try and invest a little bit of time, but I also think like if they're not very active on social media, I think it's going to be harder. And I just kind of move on. I also say you have one no rule. And this is my no rule. And this is for me. I see on people's pages like an article. I'm like, oh, that looks so good. I want to watch that. Or I want to read that. Or I want to watch that video because it sucks me in. If you see something that you really want to read or really want to watch, you can command, and open it up in a new tab and leave it over to the side. Because you're like, I'm never going to find it again if I don't read it right now. Well, just open it up and stick it over to the side. But you do not get to read it right now and comment on that article because that's going to take too long and it's going to, it's going to eat in to your power hour and it's going to eat into your time efficiency. You can do that on your own time, your non-working time. Do not get sucked in by like, oh, that looks really interesting. Right?
You can also save it.
Ugh.
You can also save the videos. Like if you click on the right little arrow thing, you can push save video or save article or whatever and then go back to it.
But don't do it right now. Right? Because like if I'm not like making sure I'm like following my own rules, that sucks in and I'll spend 5 minutes reading an article that was super interesting, but then I didn't get crap done. So make that a no-no. You can't read any of that. If they don't have any pictures of their kids or their family or something about their life or a little, sometimes if it's like a little positive thing, then I might, comment about that too. But don't go read any articles. Don't go watch any 3-minute videos. Don't do it. Okay. Anything else?
So Micah, at the retreat, she was talking a lot about how she spends a lot of her time just commenting and building relationship publicly on on walls and things like that. She doesn't do a whole lot of private messaging until it goes to that point and they're messaging, like they reach out to her asking about the challenge groups and things like that. So she primarily focuses on connecting on their walls and things like that. So, yeah, everybody does it a little bit differently, but I don't know. I relate to that better. I can connect easier that way.
Yeah, definitely. And it feels more authentic and less like creepster or salesy to just be sending random cold messages. Because if they're posting on social media, then that's, they're sharing that with you and with the world. So then it's more authentic to just, comment and like, but also when you comment, another good thing to do is, ask a question, especially if that's somebody you really want to build a relationship with.
Okay, so we're losing you.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong.
She's gone.
There she is. Am I back?
Yeah.
I was just adding to what Haley said about, commenting. And if it's somebody that you really want to connect with, then ask a question. Because that's going to elicit a response and that's going to, allow you to kind of really start to build that relationship. So anyway, okay, that is it as far as like content goes. So I'm going to stop our recording and then